Hey guys, George here. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to take a look at and compare my two Telecasters, a 1952 Heavy Relic Custom Shop and a 2009 American Standard. If you're in the market for a Tele or you just want to know the differences between the two, this is the video for you. First, let's have a listen to them. Go through the history of the Telecaster a little bit because I think it's important to acknowledge that this was really the first solid body electric guitar and how well Leo Fender did on his first try. So back in 1950, he had a guitar that looked a whole lot like this, but it was called the Fender Broadcaster. That was quickly struck down by, I believe it was Gresh. They had that name copywritten already. So for most of 1951, there was no name on the headstock. So it did not say Telecaster. Those were called the No-Casters, lovingly now. Well, now they call them the No-Casters. And then by 1952, the Telecaster name was born. And we can thank the advancement of the television for that. Leo Fender was such an intuitive guy. So 1952, these things were off and running, and they were in this butterscotch blonde because this color looked really good in black and white TV. Later on, they would adapt a 2- and 3-tone sunburst by the mid to late 50s. And later on, they first came with these maple fretboards, but eventually rosewood and all different iterations. But these two are a good example of a very vintage spec Telecaster and a more modern spec Telecaster. All right, so it's time to show you guys what these sound like clean. I'll start with the American Standard, and I'll switch back and forth between that and the custom shop. let's go over the vintage one first. So this one is a fairly new to me. I got this about a year ago. Custom shop 52 Telly. So some differences if we start up at the neck, because this is one of the bigger differences. It has a narrower nut width than the other one, and it has these these taller frets. This isn't really vintage correct, would have came with smaller frets, but the taller frets add to the playability. It also has a more U-shaped neck, so a little bit different, a little beefier, a little bigger shoulders on there. This particular model is heavy relicked, and I know that can be kind of controversial for some, but for me, the relicking, I mean, beyond the looks, I think it looks really cool, but this really thin nitro, it kind of allows the wood to ring a little more. It's really light, and just having no finish on the back of the neck just feels really nice to play. You don't really have to worry about it, you know, so it's nice for me. I also like the vintage knobs as opposed to the other ones, which are a little pokey. These are nice and rounded, which feels nice. Another thing I love about this Telecaster is it has these vintage tuning heads, which have always really worked well for me. I have them on my Strat too, where the string goes through the top. I just really like these. They're very convenient. The pickups are loaded no-caster pickups, so I think these are overwound versions of their no-caster, so like 51 spec like pickups, and they're overwound, like I said, so they're very hot or hotter than normal, which gives you like a really nice compression. It kind of chops a little bit of that harsh top end off and gives you a fat sound. And I believe the bridge is an Alnico 3, which I really like. It's not as strong as a magnet, but it's a very like clear and spongy feeling magnet. And then the Alnico 5, which is a little brighter and clearer, a little more powerful, which helps kind of push the neck pickup through, because neck pickups on Tellys aren't always the strongest of pickups. So now over to the American Standard. Again, this is 2009, and I bought it brand new at that time. This was my first really nice electric guitar that I bought myself. You know, I had other guitars before that, but this was like, you know, first American Fender, like real deal thing. I was 19 at the time, so it was a big deal for me. But it's hard to justify having two of them now, but I'm not gonna get emotional about it. Yeah, back to the guitar. Instantly, this one is a lot more modern. If you look at the bridge, oh, we looked at the bridge, but I didn't talk about it. That one has the, you know, the brass saddles, very traditional type. This has 6 individual saddles. It's easier to intonate, but they're not brass, so you might be losing a little bit of that Telecaster magic. It still has an ashtray, but it doesn't wrap all the way around, probably so you can palm mute a little easier. So this is kind of just like an evolution of the Telecaster. Whether you like it or not, it's up to you, but it definitely makes things that tries to improve, but may change the sound a little bit. I mean, for me, it still sounds like a Tele. It's still very twangy. If anything, this guitar is a little brighter than the other one, but the other one may be sounding a little thicker. You know, there's always that compromise there. This one also has a wider, more modern nut width, so the neck is wider this way, but it's thinner here, more like a modern C shape as opposed to the U shape. This one's finish is also poly. I mean, I've had this for so long, and the finish is literally indestructible. And you might be able to see some dings here, but the paint hasn't chipped or anything. See, can you see that? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, but it's a really nice 3-tone sunburst. It plays well, and I mean, you know, it's a Telecaster. Looking up at the top, it's got more modern tuners, which I don't like as much. Maybe they don't work as well. You know, the gear ratio and the way that they go in, it's a little different. But I mean, they're good tuners. They do what they are supposed to do. But I like the ones, the vintage ones, aesthetically and functionally a little bit more than these modern ones. And the pickups, this is just what came in them at the time. Couldn't find much information about them. They have flat pole pieces, just like the vintage one. So the pole pieces on them are flat. And I believe these are Alnico 5, so that might be why they sound a little bit brighter. But overall, these are Telecasters. They're both really versatile. I mean, from jazz to blues to rock, they can literally do everything. and that's one of the reasons that Telecasters are just one of my favorite guitars. Obviously, I love Telecasters. I have two, and this is just one of the most perfect guitar designs to me. When I was younger, I thought of it as like the country guitar, and it is that, but it's so much more. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, drop a like for me and subscribe if you haven't. It helps the channel out a lot. I'm gonna be putting out a lot more guitar and music related content in the future. So till next time, see ya.